Open the box first. You will see a picture like this on the inside of the lid. Please follow the steps in the picture. Step 1. Open the paper bag and find the card with the QR code. Step 2. Scan the QR code on the card to watch the video. Step 3. Take out the practice yarn from the materials pack. Watch the practice yarn video and practice the basic stitches. This is very important for beginners. Practicing these basic stitches will make it easier for you to start crocheting. Step 4. Watch the tutorial video for the doll you will make. Then, you can make your very own doll. During the making process, if you have any suggestions or questions, please contact us by email. We will get back to you as soon as possible. Take the yarn ball out of the materials kit. Find the yarn tail and open the yarn ball. You can place the yarn ball inside a box. This makes it easier for you to pull the yarn on to keep the yarn ball tidy while crocheting. Today, we will make these two adorable little ducks. The green one is called the mallard duck. The yellow one is called the little yellow duck. The methods for making the mallard duck and the little yellow duck are exactly the same. The only difference is the color. The beak of the little yellow duck is orange. Both the head and body are made of yellow. The colors used for the mallard duck are relatively more varied. The beak is made with yellow. The head is green. The neck is white. The body is brown. I recommend that everyone begin by learning the methods for making the little yellow duck. First, learn the method for making the little yellow duck, as it has fewer color changes. Once you learn how to make the little yellow duck, the method for making the mallard duck will become quite simple. Before starting formal crochet work, you can take out the practice yarn on the crochet hook from the materials kit. Please scan the QR code for the Basic Stitches tutorial video. You can first practice the basic stitches. After completing the learning of basic stitches, you can begin the formal crochet work. The practice yarn provided can be reused. After completing the practice, you can take apart and then practice again until you are familiar with the stitches. First, let's crochet the main body of the little yellow duck. The main body of the little duck consists of the beak, head, neck and body. The methods for making the main body of the little yellow duck and the mallard duck are completely the same. The only difference is the color changes. Changing the color for the little yellow duck is relatively simple. The beak and feet are orange. The head, neck and body parts are yellow. There are a total of 2 colors. The mallard duck uses a relatively greater variety of colors. It will use yellow, green, white and brown. We will begin by making the beak. It will be made by starting with a magic ring and spiral crochet. The video will demonstrate making the mallard duck. However, it is recommended that everyone start by making a little yellow duck. The color changes for the little yellow duck are relatively few. This will make it easier for everyone to learn. Once the little yellow duck is successfully made, making the mallard duck will become quite simple. Take the corresponding color yarn from the materials kit to crochet the main body of the little yellow duck. In this video, The mallard duck is used as a demonstration. The mallard duck will begin with yellow yarn. It is recommended that everyone start by making the little yellow duck. The little yellow duck will begin with orange yarn. First, create a magic ring. Hold the yarn tail with one hand, with the palm of the other hand facing up. Open your fingers. Place the yarn in front of your palm. Bring the yarn between your pinky and ring finger. Wrap it around the pinky once. Then pass it between the middle finger and index finger in your palm. Hang the yarn on the index finger. Pinch the yarn tail with your thumb and middle finger. Pull the yarn tail can make it longer. If the yarn end is difficult to pull during the process, you can remove the loop from your little finger. Pass the yarn from the back of your hand, through the space between the pinky and ring finger, then through the space between the middle finger and index finger in your palm. Hang the yarn on the index finger. Pinch the yarn tail with your thumb and middle finger. This way pulling the tail will be much easier. Everyone can choose a method that suits them for holding the yarn. Leave a length of yarn tail. Wrap the yarn around your middle finger once. Press down on the cross position with your thumb. Take out the crochet hook. You can hold it like a pen. It is called the pen grip. Alternatively, you can hold the crochet hook like a knife. It is called the knife grip. The yarn wrapping methods for both the pen grip and knife grip are the same. You can choose whichever you prefer. In general, the hook head of the crochet hook should face towards you. This makes it more convenient to operate. Now, with the hook head of the crochet hook facing towards you, pass the hook through the loop on your middle finger. Place the hook in front of the yarn that is hanging on your index finger. The yarn hanging on your index finger is the yarn connected to the yarn ball. It is the working yarn. Next, rotate the crochet hook, so that the hook head faces the working yarn. Drag the crochet hook, catch the working yarn. Continue to pull the crochet hook. The crochet hook brings the yarn through the loop on your middle finger. The crochet hook has already pulled the working yarn through the loop. Now, rotate the crochet hook, so that the hook head faces us. A loop is now formed on the crochet hook. Push the loop on the crochet hook to the back. This can prevent it from slipping off. Ensure that the loop on the crochet hook is not too tight. The loop on your middle finger is now a magic ring. Next, make a chain stitch to secure the magic ring. Place the crochet hook in front of the working yarn. The hook head should be facing towards you. Wrap the crochet hook around the back of the working yarn. Press down on the working yarn. You can see the loops on the crochet hook. The hook head catches the working yarn. Pull the yarn through the loop on the crochet hook. A new loop has now formed on the crochet hook. Push the loop on the crochet hook to the back of the hook. You have now completed a chain stitch. This chain stitch serves as a foundation stitch to raise the height. It is not counted into the total number of stitches. Remove the magic ring from your middle finger. Pull the tail of the yarn. You can see this loop of the magic ring shrinks. You will find that it can expand too. This is the magic of the magic ring. You can adjust its size freely. Now you can start crocheting. For the first round, you need to make a chain stitch first. Here, while making the magic ring. The chain stitch has already been completed. Next, make 6 single crochet into the magic ring. Here, we can use our index finger. Or, we can use our middle finger to hold down the loop on the crochet hook. This will prevent the loop from deforming. It will be convenient to proceed with the next steps. Insert the crochet hook through the magic ring. There are now 3 strands on the crochet hook. The hook is positioned below the working yarn. Wrap the yarn around the back of the working yarn. Press down on the working yarn. Rotate the hook. Catch the working yarn with the hook. Pull the hook. The hook catches the yarn. Pass through the 2 strands of the magic ring. Now there are 2 loops on the crochet hook. Push the loops on the hook to the back of the hook. The 2 loops on the hook are of equal size. We can observe the gap formed between the loops and the hook. Pinch the 2 strands below the magic ring with your thumb and middle finger. Now, place the crochet hook in front of the working yarn. The hook head is facing towards us. Wrap the hook around to the back of the working yarn. Press down on the working yarn. There are 3 loops on the hook. Rotate the hook. Pull the working yarn through the 2 loops on the hook. A new loop is formed on the hook. Push the loop on the hook to the back. A single crochet is completed. A V shape is formed at the top. A single crochet creates a V shape on top. We can count the top V shapes to confirm the number of stitches. Take out the stitch marker. Insert the stitch marker through the gap beneath the V shape. Pass through the 2 strands of the V shape. You can see that the stitch marker is now positioned below the V shape. Secure the stitch marker. A stitch marker should be placed on the first stitch of each round. This can help everyone quickly locate the first stitch of each round. A second single crochet. Insert the crochet hook through the magic ring. There are now 3 strands on the crochet hook. The hook's head should be facing us. The crochet hook is positioned below the working yarn. The crochet hook wraps around to the back of the working yarn. Press down on the working yarn. The hook catches the working yarn. The crochet hook pulls the yarn through the magic ring. Now, 2 loops are on the crochet hook. Push the loops to the back of the hook. It is best to keep the sizes of the 2 loops on the crochet hook consistent. There is a slight gap at the thickest part of the crochet hook where the loops are located. Ensure that the loops can move freely on the crochet hook. Place the crochet hook in front of the working yarn. The hook head is facing towards us. Wrap the hook around the back of the working yarn. Press down on the working yarn so that there are 3 loops on the crochet hook. The yarn on the hook passes through the 2 loops on the crochet hook. Now, a new loop is on the crochet hook. A second single crochet is completed. You can see the V shapes at the top. Now, let's proceed with the third single crochet. Insert the crochet hook through the magic ring. There are now 3 strands on the crochet hook. Wrap the crochet hook around the back of the working yarn. Press down on the working yarn. Bring the yarn through the magic ring. Now there are 2 loops formed on the crochet hook. Push the 2 loops to the back of the crochet hook. This ensures that the tension of the 2 loops on the crochet hook is consistent. Now, let's demonstrate what happens if the loops on the crochet hook are too large. What adjustments are necessary? Now, you can see that this loop on the crochet hook appears very loose. There is a significant gap between the loop and the crochet hook. You need to tighten the loop on the crochet hook. You can tighten the working yarn by using the tension of your index finger. There is just enough space between the loop on the crochet hook and the hook itself. The crochet hook can move freely within the loop. If the loop on the crochet hook is too tight, it will still be in close contact with the hook at its thinnest point. Pulling the crochet hook can be quite difficult. You can relax your index finger to reduce the tension. Next, push the loops on the crochet hook to the back of the hook. The loop on the crochet hook has been adjusted to the appropriate tension. Everyone must pay attention during the crochet process to maintain the same tension for the loops on the crochet hook. Now, the crochet hook is positioned in front of the working yarn. Wrap the yarn around the hook. The hook passes the yarn through the 2 loops on the crochet hook. Now, a new loop is formed on the crochet hook. The 3rd single crochet is completed. For the 4th single crochet, insert the hook through the magic ring. There are now 3 strands on the crochet hook. Wrap the yarn around the back of the working yarn. Press down on the working yarn. Pull the yarn through the 2 strands of the magic ring. There are currently 2 loops on the crochet hook. Now, the crochet hook is positioned in front of the working yarn. Wrap the yarn around the hook once. There are now 3 loops on the crochet hook. The crochet hook catches the yarn. Gently pull the yarn through the 2 loops on the hook. A new loop is formed on the hook. The 4th single crochet is completed. Now for the 5th single crochet. A crochet hook passes through both strands of the magic ring. Wrap the yarn around the back of the working yarn. Press down on the working yarn. Pull the yarn through the 2 loops of the magic ring. There are 2 loops on the crochet hook. Under normal circumstances, you need to wrap the yarn around the hook once. Smoothly pull the yarn through the 2 loops on the hook. If you accidentally wrap the yarn around twice, there are currently 4 loops on the crochet hook. We pull the hook. You can find that it cannot smoothly pull the yarn through the 2 loops on the crochet hook. In this case, the yarn can only be wrapped around the hook once. Now, there are 3 loops on the crochet hook. The yarn passes smoothly through the loops on the crochet hook. Everyone must pay attention that the yarn can only be wrapped around the hook once. This is the 6th single crochet. Now, 6 single crochet are completed. Count the stitches from the position of the stitch marker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Count the top V shapes. There are a total of 6. This indicates that 6 stitches have been completed. Next, locate the yarn tail. Pull the yarn tail. There is the gap in the center of the magic ring. As you pull the yarn end, the gap will gradually shrink. At this point, you need to ensure that the gap in the center of the magic ring completely disappears. Once the gap in the center is completely gone, the magic ring is tightened. The first round is completed. Here is a diagram to explain what you just did and how you can visualize the crochet pattern. Each number in this diagram represents a V-shaped stitch. The blue circle in the middle shows the first round. That is a magic ring. There are 6 single crochet. This is what the first round looks like. The outer yellow circle shows the second round. It is the round we just finished. It has 12 V-shaped stitches. From the diagram, you can see that each round forms a complete circle of stitches. The last stitch ends just behind the first stitch. The stitches don't overlap within a round. Now, let's review what we did in the second round. We started by inserting the crochet hook into the first stitch of the first round. That is the one marked with the yellow stitch marker. We first made a single crochet into that stitch. Pick this stitch. Then I said to turn it into an increase stitch, so we need to crochet one more single crochet into the same stitch. This becomes the second V shape. Crocheting 2 stitches into the same stitch is called an increase stitch. Abbreviated as INC. For the second round, the instruction is to make 6 increase stitches. If you look at this diagram, you'll see that every 2 stitches correspond to 1 stitch of the previous round. That's why if you look around the circle, we actually made 6 increase stitches in total, but there are 12 V-shaped stitches. This is how the fabric changes from this small circle into a slightly bigger one. Here is a new diagram. It can help you visualize what to do in the third round. In this diagram, the yellow inner circle with numbers represents the second round. Remember, at the end of the second round, there are 12 V-shaped stitches. It's this part. Now, we'll make this circle bigger by following the third round's pattern. The third round is shown by the outer pink circle. To start the third round, first crochet a single crochet stitch. abbreviated as SC. This stitch should be worked into the first stitch of the second round. So this is the first single crochet of the third round. You need to crochet into the first stitch of the second round. That is the stitch marked with the yellow stitch marker. Next, we will make an increase stitch in the next stitch. This is the next stitch of the second round. We will make an increase stitch here. Remember, an increase stitch means crocheting to single crochet into the same stitch. Now you will have 3 V-shaped stitches. The stitches in the parentheses make up one sequence. This sequence needs to be repeated 6 times. Make a single crochet in the next stitch. Then, make an increase stitch in the next stitch. Repeat the sequence inside the parentheses again. We need to repeat this process fully 6 times. This sequence actually equals 3 V-shaped stitches. In the end, you will have 3 multiplied by 6, which equals 18 V-shaped stitches. This is what the number after the equal sign means. Now, let's move on to the second round. In the second round, you need to make 1 single crochet and 1 increase as a sequence. Repeat this sequence 3 times. After completing 3 sequences, there are 9 stitches. First, let's check the hook insertion positions for the second round. The V-shapes at the top of the first round serve as the hook insertion positions for the second round. The V-shape marked by the stitch marker indicates the hook insertion position for the first stitch. The adjacent V-shape indicates the hook insertion position for the second stitch. The crochet hook needs to pass through the gap below the V-shape. Go through the entire V-shape. This is the third hook insertion position. The fourth hook insertion position. The fifth hook insertion position. The sixth hook insertion position. A crochet hook should go back through the loop. By adjusting the tension of the index finger, you can tighten the loop. Notice that the yarn hanging on the index finger is too loose. It is necessary to wrap the yarn around the hand. Place the yarn tail to the back of the fabric. Pass the yarn between the pinky and ring finger. Then through the palm. Through the middle and index fingers. Hang the yarn on the index finger. Hold the fabric with the thumb and middle finger. Remove the stitch marker. The yarn tail is located at the back of the fabric. First, crochet the first sequence. Insert the crochet hook into the first stitch. There are now 3 strands on the crochet hook. Make a single crochet. Wrap the crochet hook around the working yarn from the back. Press down on the working yarn. Pull the yarn through the stitch. The crochet hook should go through the first 2 strands of yarn. There are currently 2 loops on the crochet hook. Push the 2 loops to the back of the crochet hook. Be mindful of the size of the loops on the hook. Now, place the crochet hook in front of the working yarn. The hook head is facing towards us. Wrap the hook around the working yarn from the back. Press down on the working yarn. The hook passes the yarn through the 2 loops on the crochet hook. A new loop is now formed on the crochet hook. 1 single crochet is completed. A V shape is formed at the top. Place a stitch marker on the first V shape. In the next stitch, make an increase. An increase is made by working to single crochet in the same stitch. Insert the crochet hook through the next stitch. Now there are 3 strands on the crochet hook. Wrap the working yarn from behind. Press down on the working yarn. Pull the yarn through the first strands on the crochet hook. The yarn forms 2 loops on the crochet hook. Place the crochet hook in front of the working yarn. Wrap the yarn around the hook once. The hook passes the yarn through the 2 loops on the crochet hook. A single crochet was made in the second stitch. You need to make 1 more single crochet in the same stitch. Insert the crochet hook through the same position. Now there are 3 strands on the crochet hook. Wrap the crochet hook around the working yarn from the back. Bring the yarn through the first 2 loops on the crochet hook. Now 2 loops are formed on the crochet hook. Wrap the yarn around the hook. Bring the yarn through the 2 loops on the crochet hook. The yarn forms a loop on the crochet hook. An increase stitch is completed. Here, 1 single crochet and 1 increase stitched together form a sequence. The first sequence is completed. The second sequence, work 1 single crochet first. In the next stitch, you need to make the single crochet. The first one. Make 1 more single crochet in the same stitch. The third sequence, 1 single crochet. One single crochet increase. Make 2 single crochet in the next stitch. Three sequences have been completed. Count the top V shapes. The stitch marker here is the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, and ninth. There are 9 V shapes at the top. The stitch count for the second round is correct. Reinsert the crochet hook back into the loop. Tighten the loop on the crochet hook using the tension of your index finger. You can pull the yarn between your pinky and ring finger. Tighten the working yarn on your index finger. In round 3, make 2 single crochet followed by 1 increase as a sequence. Repeat this sequence 3 times. 3 sequences will form a total of 12 stitches. The first sequence. First, work 2 single crochet. Remove the stitch marker. Make 1 single crochet at the position of the stitch marker. Place the stitch marker on the first stitch. Then make the second single crochet in the next stitch. Two single crochet are completed. 1 increase. We need to make 2 single crochet in the next stitch. First, make another single crochet in the same stitch. Here, 2 single crochet followed by 1 increase from a sequence. To single crochet for the second sequence. One single crochet increase. We need to make 2 single crochet in the next stitch. The first single crochet. Make the second single crochet in the same stitch. Do single crochet for the third sequence. One single crochet increase. The third round is completed. Count the top V shapes starting from the stitch marker position. There are 12 V shapes at the top. The stitch count for the third round is correct. Reinsert the crochet hook into the loop. Tighten the loop through the tension of the index finger. The loop can move freely on the crochet hook. There is an important point you need to understand, which is that to SC is not the same as an increase stitch. To SC means you should crochet 1 single crochet in 1 hole. And then crochet another single crochet in the next hole. An increase stitch means you first crochet 1 single crochet in 1 hole, and then crochet another single crochet in the same hole. Then you will have 4 V shapes. Let's have a look on the fabric. The first stitch, here is a single crochet. The second stitch is a single crochet. The third stitch contains 2 single crochet. Therefore, the third stitch is an increase stitch. This sequence consists of 2 single crochet and 1 increase stitch. A total of 4 V shapes are formed. If the diagram requires you to repeat this sequence 6 times, then you will have 4 multiplied by 6, equaling 24 stitches. During crocheting, since there is much to keep track of in each round, when you lose track, you can refer to these notes to find your position. One single crochet counts as 1 V shape. 1 increase stitch counts as 2 V shapes. To SC indicates the first stitch is a single crochet, and the second stitch is a single crochet. INC indicates the third stitch is an increase stitch. According to the pattern rule in this diagram, if you have recorded for single crochet on paper, It indicates that you have completed a sequence of 2 single crochet and 1 increase stitch. If you have recorded 5 single crochet on paper, then you know you have completed another single crochet. 1 sequence forms for V shapes. When you complete the 5th single crochet, it means you have finished the first single crochet of the second sequence. If the diagram requires you to make 3 SC and 1 INC, this means you should crochet 1 single crochet in the first stitch. 1 single crochet in the second stitch. 1 single crochet in the third stitch. 1 increase stitch in the fourth stitch. An increase stitch means to single crochet in 1 stitch. After completing the sequence of 3 single crochet and 1 increase stitch, you will have 5 V shapes. If the diagram requires you to repeat this sequence 4 times, then you will have 5 multiplied by 4 equaling 20 stitches. On the fabric, you can see the first stitch is a single crochet. The second stitch is a single crochet. And the third stitch is a single crochet. The fourth stitch contains 2 single crochet. This is an increase stitch. After completing 1 sequence, you will have 5 V shapes. In the 4th round, make 3 single crochet and 1 single crochet increase as a sequence. Repeat this sequence 3 times. 3 sequences will form a total of 15 stitches. Remove the stitch marker. In the first sequence, begin with 3 single crochet. The 4th round is worked through on top V shapes from the 3rd round. The first single crochet. Place the stitch marker on the first stitch. Second stitch. Third stitch. A single crochet increase. We need to work to single crochet in the same stitch. The first single crochet. The second single crochet in the same stitch. 3 single crochet followed by 1 single crochet increase from a sequence. The first sequence is completed. The second sequence, 3 single crochet. 1 single crochet increase. Third sequence, 3 single crochet. One single crochet increase. Three sequences are completed. There are 15 top V shapes. After completing each round, everyone should confirm the stitch count by counting the top V shapes. Everyone should verify whether the stitch count is correct. The 4th round is now completed. If you have already mastered the methods of the basic stitches and understand how to read the diagrams, you can follow the diagrams to start your crocheting. How do you download the PDF of the diagrams? It's actually very simple. You need to go back to the page where you watch the videos in portrait mode. Then scroll up the page. You will see a download section on the page. Click it and the page will take you to the download page. Click the download section there. You will then get a PDF version of the diagrams. You can watch the diagrams directly on your phone or print it out. If you have any suggestions or questions, please contact us by email. We will get back to you as soon as possible. In the 5th round, work for single crochet followed by an increased stitch. As one sequence, repeat this sequence 3 times. There will be a total of 18 stitches. In the 5th round, insert hook through the top V shapes of the 4th round. Remove the stitch marker. The first sequence, work for single crochet. First stitch. Place the stitch marker on the first stitch. Second stitch. Third stitch. Fourth stitch. 1 single crochet increase. For single crochet and 1 increased stitch, count as 1 sequence. The first sequence is completed. The second sequence, make for single crochet. One single crochet increase. For the third sequence, work for single crochet. One single crochet increase. Three sequences are completed. There are 18 top V shapes. After completing each round, you need to count the top V shapes to confirm whether the stitches are correct. The 5th round is completed. Rounds 1 to 5 serve as the beak for the little duck. Starting from the 6th round, you need to change colors. The little yellow duck will use yellow yarn after the 5th round, until the entire body is complete. For the mallard duck, start using green yarn from the 6th round. Continue using green for these 8 rows until the 13th round is finished. Therefore, you need to switch to green yarn next. Starting from the 6th round, you need to change colors. You need to prepare at the last stitch before changing colors. The 6th round requires a color change. The last stitch of the 5th round should be prepared for the color change. The 5th round has been completed. Now, you need to remove the last stitch of the 5th round. Pull the working yarn. The loop on the crochet hook has just been pulled down. Now, there are 2 loops. Take out the crochet hook. Insert the crochet hook through the upper loop. Then, insert it through the lower loop. Now, there are 2 loops on the crochet hook. This is an incomplete single crochet. Next, we will change the yarn. Take out the green yarn from the material package. Hang the yarn on the crochet hook like this. Pinch the 2 green strands below the crochet hook with your thumb and index finger. Now, there are 3 loops on the crochet hook. The crochet hook catches the green yarn. Pull the yarn through the 2 yellow loops on the crochet hook. Now a green loop is formed on the crochet hook. The yarn change is done. Find the yarn end of the green yarn. Pull it out. Leave about 3 to 4 inches of yarn end. Locate the green working yarn. Place it on your hand. Pinch the position of the yarn change with your thumb and index finger. Pass the yarn between your pinky and ring finger, then through the palm between your middle finger and index finger. Hang it onto your index finger. Pinch below the crochet hook with your thumb and middle finger. You can see the yellow loop near the stitch marker, which appears larger. You can pull the yellow yarn to reduce the size of the loop. We can now begin making the 6th round. First, create 6 single crochet. Remove the stitch marker. Pinch the fabric with your thumb and middle finger. At the same time, hold both the green yarn on the yellow yarn. The loop on the crochet hook can move freely. Insert the crochet hook through the first stitch position. Now, there are 3 strands on the crochet hook. Place the green yarn tail and the yellow yarn above the hook. This way, there are 5 strands on the crochet hook. Placing these 2 strands above the crochet hook is intended to hide the yarn. Wrap the crochet hook around the back of the green yarn. Press down on it. The crochet hook passes the green yarn through the first 4 loops on the hook. There are currently 2 loops on the crochet hook. Both are green. Wrap the hook around the back of the working yarn. Press down on the working yarn. There are now 3 loops on the hook. Pull the working yarn through the 2 existing loops on the hook. A new loop is formed on the hook. The first single crochet is now completed with the green yarn. Mark the first stitch. Second stitch. Third stitch. You can continue to secure the yarn within the stitches. If you find it troublesome to hide the yarn tail continuously, you can hide it for 3 to 4 stitches, and then cut off the excess yarn tail. Here, hide a few more stitches. 6 single crochet have been completed. Pull the yellow yarn end into the green yarn end to tighten both strands. Cut off any excess yarn ends. Next, make 1 single crochet followed by 1 increased stitch as a sequence. Repeat this sequence 3 times, starting with 1 single crochet for the first sequence. 1 single crochet increase. The first sequence is completed. The second sequence, 1 single crochet. 1 single crochet increase. The third sequence, 1 single crochet. 1 single crochet increase. Three sequences are completed. Then work 6 single crochet. The sixth round is completed, forming a total of 21 stitches. There are 21 top V shapes. Next, I will explain how to distinguish between the front and back sides. The side you are currently viewing is composed of many vertical lines. This side is the front of the fabric. The side you are currently viewing is composed of many horizontal lines. This side is the back of the fabric. During the crafting process, it is essential to ensure the front side is facing us. This side is the front of the fabric. Throughout the crafting process, the front side should always face ourselves. Round 7. First, create 6 single crochet. First stitch. Place the stitch marker on the first stitch. Second stitch. Third stitch. Fourth stitch. Fifth stitch. Sixth stitch. 6 single crochet are completed. Next, to single crochet followed by 1 increased stitch as a sequence. Repeat this sequence 3 times. The first sequence, to single crochet. One increased stitch. To single crochet for the second sequence. One increased stitch. To single crochet for the third sequence. One increased stitch. Three sequences have been completed. Then 6 single crochet. The 7th round is completed, forming 24 stitches. Count the top V shapes, there are 24 stitches. Next are the rounds 8 and 9. The methods for crocheting these two rounds are the same, with no increases or decreases, totaling 24 single crochet. No increases or decreases means crocheting one single crochet in each top V shape formed in the previous round. The 8th round has 24 single crochet without any increases or decreases. First stitch. Second stitch. Third stitch. Fourth stitch. The 5th stitch. The 6th stitch. The 7th stitch. The 8th stitch. The 9th stitch. The 10th stitch. The 11th stitch. The 12th stitch. The 13th stitch. The 14th stitch. The 15th stitch. The 16th stitch. The 17th stitch. Stitch 18. Stitch 19. Stitch 20. Stitch 21. Stitch 22. Stitch 23. Stitch 24. Round 8 is completed. There are 24 V shapes at the top. Round 9 consists of 24 single crochet. Everyone should pay attention to maintaining consistent tension during the crochet process. Ensure that the size of the loops on the crochet hook is consistent. Round 9 is completed. There are a total of 24 V shapes at the top. Now, let me explain how to count the rounds. A complete bump from the magic ring position counts as the first round. First round, second round, third round. Here, we use a circular magic ring for spiral crochet, which can be seen to grow in a spiral shape. This raised circle represents one round. This is the first round, the second round, the third round, the fourth round, the fifth round, the sixth round, the seventh round, the eighth round, and the ninth round. Here, 9 rounds have been completed, forming 9 raised circles. I have just explained how to count the rounds. Now, I will explain how to correct mistakes. The 9th round is done. Starting from the first stitch marked by the stitch marker, Count to this V-shape under the loop on the crochet hook. There should be 24 V-shapes. However, upon confirming the stitch count, it was found that there are 25 V-shapes. This indicates that there is one extra stitch in this round. Now, we need to check for the error in round 9. First, examine the front side of the fabric. The front side of the fabric consists of many vertical V-shapes. Take a moment to observe a V-shape. A V-shape is formed from a hole. Such a V-shape counts as one stitch. Locate the last stitch of the round. This V-shape is created in a hole. The adjacent V-shape is also made in a hole. All 4 of these stitches are correct. You can see that stitch from this hole is quite wide. After organizing, it is found that this is composed of 2 V-shape patterns. This indicates that an increased stitch was made in this hole. We have now identified an extra stitch in this round. It is necessary to correct this stitch. This extra stitch must be removed. The adjacent stitch can be retained. To retain this adjacent stitch, you should pinch the top of the V-shape. Remove it in this manner. Locate the yarn tail of the working yarn. Pull the working yarn. This will cause the loop on the crochet hook to shrink. There are currently 2 loops here. Continue to pull the yarn. With 1 loop remaining, there is an empty V-stitch next to the stitch marker. This indicates that 1 stitch has been completely undone. Proceed to undo the single crochet before the increased stitch. There is a V-shape beneath the remaining loop. Only 1 V-shape remains in the hole. This indicates that 1 extra stitch has been removed. Take out the crochet hook. Insert the hook back into the loop. Crochet the 4 stitches that were removed. This way, the error is corrected.